Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your August 2020 Astrology 33 love reading. Thanks to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as what's in front of us, it's what I call a bridging the gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy. And these are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so while I'm going to refer to the cards on the left as your energy, if you feel more like the cards on the right sound like your energy and the cards on the left is the other person, definitely trust that. Alright? So starting with the past energy on your side, we have the Nine of Coins. So this is actually Virgo energy here, and to me this just tells me that you were enjoying being single in the past. Given that Virgo energy for you guys is your 10th house also, it could just be saying that you had a lot of focus on your career, so maybe you're just so wrapped up in that and achieving some success in your career as well. I feel like you might not have really even had much of a thought as far as relationships go in your mind, because it's been where you're at mentally. And the past energy on their side, we have the World. So to me, I don't necessarily see this as a completion with you directly, but I feel like this is saying that they too were probably going through some cycle of their own, and they were probably reaching some kind of a level of achievement of their own as well, some kind of success. And this to me sometimes represents North Node energy too, so this could just be saying that they were going through a lot of a growth process recently. So it looks like basically both of you are probably pretty independent in the past. In the present position, we have the Seven of Staves. So this is actually Leo energy here, and what I'm seeing this representing here is saying, to me, I view this almost as same theme what I was saying with the independence here, but now I feel like this is more of, here in the past you were just enjoying your independence, but now in the present I feel like there's someone in the picture who might actually be trying to enter into a relationship with you. So obviously probably the person on the other side here, and it looks like this is you not being ready for that yet. So I feel like this is just saying that this is you standing up for yourself and just trying to maintain that independence. So you might feel like they might be coming in a bit hot, a little bit aggressively toward you, and you just might feel like, all right, you know what, I've been in my zone, I've been enjoying my career, having some success there. I'm not necessarily ready to jump into a relationship. So I feel like that's kind of the energy you guys are in right now. And the present energy on their side is Temperance. So this is actually the major arcana card for your sign. So like I said, some of you, this could definitely be your energy on the right, but if it's not saying that, it could just be saying that this person could be very balanced and measured. So meaning that, yes, they might come forward toward you with an offer, but if you give them the vibe that you're not necessarily feeling it, I feel like this is saying that they're totally cool to maintain their independent energy as well, and have their own space. So that's what I'm feeling there, because the Temperance energy does point to balance. And beside the fact that it is the major arcana card for your sign, that's what I feel like it's saying there. Especially if you look at the body language, which is saying that, they have their back turned to the cards on your side. So it could just be saying, if you were to blow them off, if they made an advance toward you, to me that's saying that they're perfectly fine doing their own thing too. So you wouldn't have to necessarily stress it in that regard. I don't necessarily see it as like they're being petty in doing that. It's just that they're fully comfortable in their own skin too. So in a way, it looks like two very mature people. All right, the future energy on your side, we have the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Arrows, and Strength. So interesting energies here. The Nine of Cups is actually Pisces energy and usually represents manifesting, being comfortable in your own skin and also knowing what you want. Sometimes it represents contentment, but also wish fulfillment. And especially here, I feel like this is saying that, to me, the artwork here, it looks almost like she's creating that rainbow artwork we see in the original Ten of Cups. So to me, this is saying this is taking a bit more of a proactive approach toward getting that happiness and getting toward that Ten of Cups. So I feel like this is the mode that you're in, which to me, in a way, matches what we're seeing with the Nine of Coins. Just saying you're independent, you're very much in your zone, and willing to, really put in the effort to manifest happiness for you. And with the Seven of Arrows here, normally I see this as a negative card. It could usually point to self-sabotage, for example. Can point to downright deception as well. But really what I'm seeing here, I feel like this is you actually reaching a point of being ready and realizing, you know what? Like I was saying, it feels like you very much want things to go at your pace. And I feel like this is saying in the future, you actually will be ready to expand and say, okay, I'm ready to move toward that relationship. And in that regard, the Seven of Arrows in this particular case to me is saying it's actually you avoiding that self sabotage. If we think about it, there's two arrows there, and then we have the five. And if we think of Five of Arrows energy, that's a lot of conflict. So I feel this is almost saying that you're moving away from that. And that's what the Strength card represents as well, saying that you're overcoming that tendency that you may have had in the past to self sabotage things. So overall, I definitely see this as positive energy on your side. Now, for a small percentage view, it can be a more traditional thing, which is to say that because you're so focused on your own thing, it could be saying that you might end up sabotaging a connection, but I feel like that's very unlikely. I just had to at least put the possibility out there because Seven of Arrows usually is a negative thing, but like I said, with the surrounding cards, I actually feel it's a positive. Very rare that I feel that, but I do. And the future energy on their side is the King of Chalices. So, I feel like this is saying that they'll open up to you and they'll also increase the emotions in the connection, like we were saying with the Nine of Cups there, but I feel like they'll do it in a very measured and controlled way. So, like I said, I feel like there's an interesting play on the energy between the two of you where I feel like, like I said, I definitely feel like initially they were the ones who were probably the aggressors, but I feel like they were good at reading your energy where, it might have taken you really putting your boundaries out there for them to get it. But I feel like between the temperance energy there, like I was saying, where I feel like they're very good and comfortable in their own skin and perfectly fine doing their own thing too. If the King of Chalices, I'm picking up on that same kind of vibe, which is to say that they're totally good, they're measured, they're not gonna go over the top with emotions. They'll give you some space. I mean, the King of Chalice, this is Scorpio energy, so they tend to like a little bit of space as well. So that could be what this is pointing to there. And the bottom of the deck on your side, we have Triumph. So basically the world energy, just like they had in the past position. So I feel like it's saying that for you guys, this Triumph energy is actually, like I was saying, I feel like if you had a tendency to self-sabotage things in the past, I feel like you're overcoming that. And again, maybe it was as simple as maybe in the past you would self-sabotage because you didn't establish boundaries and you didn't let them know, hey, this is moving a little too fast. And then because of that, what maybe had potential never really got off the ground because you might have just, you know, pushed them away. But now I feel like this is saying that this is you expressing your boundaries. This is a person who's gone through their own growth as well, would understand that. And then you guys could actually move forward. So overall, I see this as definitely a positive. And of course, this could be pointing to the successes that you're having around finances and career as well. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we actually have the Three of Chalices. So this is actually Cancer energy. So for some of you, this could just be pointing to the fact that, there could be a lot of sexual attraction for you from their end, given that for you guys, Cancer is your 8th house. And of course, we're actually going to have Venus moving through those degrees this month too. So it could just be pointing to that. But I feel like this is saying that, yeah, there's that sexual attraction, but that 8 usually points to fertility for me too. So I feel like this is saying that they really do see some longevity, long-term potential in the connection. So overall, it's positive, definitely. All right, next we'll see what we get from the Oracle card. So first we'll see if we get anything from the Mystic Moon deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck, and what I'm going to be looking for is just some unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next oracle card, oracle deck rather, since it's just a general reading. So, like I said, first we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from you to them. Okay, nothing coming up there, so I'll give it a few more shuffles before we switch and see if there's any from them to you. Okay, yeah, nothing there, so next we'll see if we have any unspoken messages from them to you. Almost had one there. Oh, actually got one there. Okay. All right, we have your words linger in my mind. So, I mean, nothing necessarily earth shattering there, but obviously we're going to assume that's a positive, especially given the energies that we see there. So it could just be saying the person thinks about you a lot. Like I said, it does seem like they do give you your space if you do kind of push for that with that Seven of Staves energy. And I feel like they will take it in a mature way as opposed to feeling like you boot them off or anything. So overall, I'd view that as a positive. And next, we'll see if we get anything from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and we're just going to be looking for one card here, and then we'll wrap up. All right, nothing coming up here, so I'll give a few more shuffles. Worst case, I will pull a random card from this deck before we wrap up. All right, so yeah, let me put the deck down. All right, and we'll just pull a card, so give me a second. All right, we have Mending. There's the artwork, and the number is 52. Okay, it says forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Interesting energy there. I mean, it's definitely possible that that Seven of Staves energy could be some kind of an argument, but if that's the case, I don't necessarily see it as like a big thing. But I guess it's at least possible because, like I said, I do see some defensive energy there in the present. So we'll see what else the card says, though. It says, each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentment, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So, an interesting message there, and it makes me wonder if maybe this is someone that you had a past with, and maybe this is just saying that you might have had to separate to go through your own growth cycle. So, like I said, it looks like you guys were focused on your finances and career. This person with the World card in a past position looks like they definitely went through a growth cycle as well. So, maybe that's what it is as well. You guys just had your own separate journeys you had to tend to for a bit, and then you guys could be coming back together. But the relationship message says you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. So an interesting message there too. And like I said, maybe there is some kind of an argument that you guys might have. And if that's the case, I even feel like with that Seven of Arrows energy with the Strength card right behind it, I feel like that's saying that, you might realize that, okay, rather than repeat a cycle, right? I feel like this is saying that you're actually going to move past that, which would represent the triumph on your end. So I feel like there's a lot of mature energy here. Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.